Today on the Trent Out Loud podcast. Over the weekend, there was a massive, widespread protest against Donald Trump and Elon Musk. But guess what? Donald Trump don't care if you protest, y'all. Stay at home, watch the Final Four or something. Terrence Howard came out over the weekend with a bombshell revelation about Diddy. He said he tried to get with him at his house. Is that really bombshell? We know how the diddler gets down. He diddles. Corey Holcomb came out to reveal to all of us that Will Smith is gay. Like, that's something that we've never heard before. But while he was revealing all of that to us, he explained that he doesn't get roles in Hollywood because he's not gay. So basically, indirectly, he's saying he's just upset that Will Smith never hit on him. Disclaimer alert, before the show starts, I just want to warn y'all that in quick news, we have a discussion over Whitney Houston or Mariah Carey. So I just want to let y'all know there will be singing. And I will always love you. Actually, forget the disclaimer. That was actually pretty dope. What up? It's Trent Out Loud, and I'm back with another episode. All right, depending what time zone you're in, it's Sunday night or Monday morning. And to my Monday morningers, you know this is not our favorite day of the week at all. But I have a huge jam-packed show to get you through your Monday morning or to put you to bed for your Sunday night. So let's get it. All right, I have 4 lead stories. We're going to kick it off by talking about a massive hands-off protest against Donald Trump and Elon Musk across the country. Ontario strikes back over Donald Trump tariffs. Terrence Howard says that Diddy tried to him at his house. And a woman allegedly dating Kevin Gates comes forward and blasts him and Brittany Renner. In quick news, you ready for this? We're going to talk Young Thug, Diddy, Onijah Robinson, Will Smith, DDG, Russell Brand, Wendy Williams, McDonald's, Spotify, Mariah Carey, Tik Tok, Shannon Sharpe, Ishowspeed, Usher, Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey, Drake, Adin Ross, Barack, and Michelle Obama. I told y'all we got a jam-packed show. As always, we're going to close out the show with comments of the day, question of the day, social discussion of the day, and a little bit of sports news. Y'all know what time it is. Turn your TVs, your radio, or your devices up. I'm about to start this Sunday night, Monday morning show. Let's go. Our first lead story. Hands off, Americans protest against President Trump and Elon Musk across the country. All right, on Saturday, thousands of everyday Americans hit the streets for the hands-off protest, pushing back hard against what many are calling a billionaire-led government takeover. The protest was organized by over 150 groups, including civil rights organization, LGBTQ+ advocates, labor unions, veterans, and election watchdogs who say that they are tired of sitting on the sidelines while democracy gets stripped down. This wasn't just a one city thing. People showed up across the nation as folks said that they have had enough. Protesters call for an end to the billionaire influence and corruption, no cuts to Social Security, Medicare, protection for trans folks, immigration, and other marginalized groups. All right, so this, I saw a lot on social media. Maybe I wasn't tuned in, but I tuned into Fox and I tuned into CNN. I didn't see anything really on the major networks. Like I said, maybe I didn't tune in at the right times. Y'all let me know in the comment section. But I would think this would be bigger and be like a headlining story. I haven't seen much of it, but look at these crowds. Like, I'm going to put this one up right here. This one says, happening now, a massive protest is taking place in downtown Chicago for the hands-off movement against Elon Musk and Donald Trump. Look at the people in the crowds. It's crazy. I'm going to put a string of 4 or 5 videos together. You're going to see different major cities across the U.S. Take a look.
All of the presidents of the Urban League of Eastern Massachusetts. Hands up, hands up, hands up, hands up.
look at Boston, Massachusetts now as we check back in on one of our top stories, anti-Trump protests taking place across the country today after a tumultuous week, to say the least.
Okay, just want to review it. I left the names at the top, or the writing at the top, but just for those of you who missed it. The first one was in Portland, Maine, over 2,500 people in attendance. Then there was Boston, which they said more than 1,000 people were there. Then there was Philly, thousands people in attendance. Then there's the Chicago one that I showed you guys before. And then this one here in Boston. And by the way, I just looked in the corner and realized this was on ABC News Live. I didn't tune into ABC. I always go into Fox or CNN. So I guess ABC was covering it. But again, like I said, I thought this would be bigger. And the last one was New York. I mean, that was written across the screen. You couldn't miss that. But if you go back and just look how many people are in the street in New York, it looks like it's like at least 10,000 people. So just really huge protests going out over the weekend. Now, while I am totally fine with peaceful protests, I think it's our rights as citizens and it's part of democracy and everything. The only thing I would say is protest when you think it could be effective. And I just think, my opinion, you have to know Donald Trump. If you're protesting a cause, that's one thing. But protesting Donald Trump and Elon Musk, the two most unbothered people on the planet. One is the president of the United States that there's nothing that you're going to do to be able to change. If you wanted to change that, you should have voted for Kamala Harris in November. You cannot change it now. It's not going to happen because you disagree with him is not a reason for article of impeachment. Like, you're not going to get him impeached because you don't like his tariffs. It's just democracy does not work that way. Elon Musk is the richest man in the world. The way to get him back is what people are doing, is not supporting his companies. I don't necessarily agree with the vandalism on his cars or people's cars, but that's something people are doing, although I think it's wrong. But I just think to spend your weekends protesting in the street, it's not necessarily going to do anything to those folks, and it's not going to really do anything to the Republican Party that is surrounded and supported that support Donald Trump. I just don't think it's going to change anything. A little bit what it might do is maybe ignite the Democratic Party, but the Democratic Party is so in limbo right now. They have no leader. They don't know what's going on. Like, yes, Cory Booker did the 25-hour stand-up in the Senate. That created a little bit of a spark. You know, there's Jasmine Crockett, but I mean, she's still in trouble from what she did 3 or 4 weeks ago. If anything, I think y'all should be protesting the Democratic Party for trying to do more. At the same time, their hands are tied too. They have no control in the Senate. They have no control in the House. They have no control in the Supreme Court, and all 4 branches of government. They have no control. Where was this energy in November is what I'm more trying to say. Where it was this protest before? Y'all should have been protesting before he got into office. You should have voted. I talked about this, I think, on Election Day or the day after Election Day. There were more people in the United States of America that did not vote than that voted for Trump or Kamala Harris. I think it was, don't quote me on these numbers, but like 32% that voted for Kamala, 34% that voted for Trump, and then 35%. But now if I do the math, that doesn't add up to 100. The point is that it was the majority was the people who didn't vote, which is makes no sense. But it always happens after you're like, now let's go out and protest. Anyways, y'all let me know, but that's just my opinion. That's how you want to spend your Saturday. That's cool. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below. Oh, I forgot I wanted to add in, keep up this same energy in the midterms. I want to see protests like this in the midterms. Is this about protests, or is this the fact that you lost money in your 401k or you lost money in the stock market? Is that what you're protesting about, or are you protesting for everything else? In the midterms, I want to see the same sort of energy. All right, that's it. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Our second lead story. Ontario strikes back. Premier Doug Ford bans U.S. companies from billions in contracts over tariffs. In response to U.S. tariffs on Canadian goods, Ontario Premier Doug Ford is hitting back, banning U.S. firms from government contracts, canceling a $100 million Starling deal, and pulling American alcohols from stores' shelves. The only person to blame is Donald Trump, according to Ford. Take a listen.
Starting today, all U.S.-based companies will be banned from taking part in government procurement. Every year, the province and its agencies spend about $30 billion on procurement, alongside our more than $200 billion plan to build infrastructure. U.S.-based businesses will now lose out on tens of billions of dollars in revenues. They only have President Trump to blame.
So I'm sure most of you have heard about all the different countries, what they're doing with their tariffs and re-tariffing, etc. But I just wanted to highlight Canada because we are such an American ally. Well, American and the U.S. are such close allies that Canada has a number of other ways to affect the U.S. other than just implementing tariffs. And one thing is not allowing government contracts to be bid on by U.S. companies. So not only will Americans be faced with higher prices, you all have heard it, houses will be more expensive, cars, etc., but just American businesses in general, forget about the tariffs, American businesses are losing out on Canadian contracts, which is huge. That might actually be more effective than actual tariffs because it's tens of billions of dollars. There's a lot of contracts, government contracts, especially that's coming out of Toronto, that you can't even bid on anymore. So forget about your groceries or this or whatever. If you have a company, you can't even bid on the contracts. That's just crazy. Smart move by Canada, by the way. Smart move. And I think I told you guys this last week where they're putting tariff on electricity, etc. It's my hope that the first negotiation that Trump tries to negotiate and bring to some sort of understanding is with Canada. As you guys know, last week, I kind of broke down my thought on tariffs. I think it was Friday's show, if you want to go back and check it out, where y'all know me. I try to see it from both sides. I reminded you guys what Trump is doing and if it works, how hugely beneficial it could be. However, I think that it's misguided in the fact that he's not going to be there for 2 terms to be able to see this through, and it's not enough time to bring manufacturing. Regardless of whatever side you're on, Trump has said one thing, that he is really using this, we have to just trust them, for negotiation. And with everything that Canada is implementing, it definitely hurts the American customer and Americans. I think the key factor will be to see what Donald Trump does with Canada, not anywhere else. Mexico, yes, but they have their border and all of that other stuff that's coming into DRUG. That's a whole other thing, so I understand that. But Canada, there's really no reason not to work out. So that would be the first thing to watch out for. If he's able to strike a deal, stop these tariffs, stop all these things. And Doug Ford, by the way, said that he will stop all of it tomorrow morning. The tariffs on electricity. Well, he just announced I forgot I didn't play the video. I'm going to play it for you now. The government spending, all of that stuff, he's willing to stop it in a heartbeat. So that will be our first key indication. If that doesn't work out, then you know it's really not about negotiation, because Canada is very willing to negotiate. Shout out to Doug Ford. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. Our third lead story. Terrence Howard believes Diddy tried to him. He says, "I don't play gay roles. I don't do that ish." All right, we've heard a lot of wild Diddy stories, but this one right here, woo! OG actor Terrence Howard slid through the PBD podcast and spilled some next level tea about music mogul Diddy. And according to Howard, Diddy wasn't just asking for acting tips, he was allegedly plotting to get in his pants. Puffy invited me over for weeks asking me to come and teach him, and give him some advice and be his acting coach. He sat around just looking, Howard recalled. I'm like, okay, what's the material you want to work on? And he's just there looking at me. Next thing you know, I'm like, hey, what do you want me to help you on? I'm here. Let me hear the music, or if it has to do with acting, just let me know. And he says that he was just sitting down, looking at him, just waiting. Then the gag of it all, Howard's assistant tried to hit him with the real talk. He pulled him to the side and said, yo, Howard, he wants to hang out with you next week. And Howard said, for what? That's when his assistant plainly told him he's trying to F-word you. Here is a clip from Terrence Howard that went viral all over social media over the weekend. Take a listen.
Puffy invited me for weeks, asking me to come and teach him how to, wanted me to be his acting coach for a while. Go there and he's sitting around just looking. I'm like, okay, what's the material you want to work on? He's just looking at me. So then my assistant was like, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to f you.
All right. And part two to that is Terrence Howard says everybody that attended Diddy's party got F-worded and lost their man card. Here's Terrence. Take a listen.
You come into this world as a man one time. You give up that right for anything, for fear of being hurt, fear of somebody doing something, for wanting to gain something. When you give up that man card right, you lose some spiritual energy. That was all the people that went to the Puffy parties. That was all the people that did all those things thinking that there was never going to be a consequence for what they were doing. Got punked out and pimped out by some greater desire. You shouldn't have a greater desire than being a man. You don't have any foundation to pull yourself back from. So maintain your man card, no matter what. They get to the point where they have their Oscar, they have their money, but they don't have their dream. They don't have the soul that they started with. So it's like achieving don't mean anything. If I get all the Nobel Prizes from doing all of this, but in the process I have to trade out all of my integrity to do it so that they can stay in place, what benefit is that if I lose my integrity? You got to go in as a principal.
All right. I purposely wanted to take some time to think about this before I commented on it. I watched it one time, I watched it a second time, and I just watched it again now, and I think I finally understand what he's trying to say. And then I'll just let you know at the end, the thing that bothers me. I think I realized what bothered me, and it just wasn't sitting with me from the beginning. So what I think he's trying to say indirectly is, I'll give you another analogy. This is something that I always say. I would rather make $100 million than to play the lottery and win $100 million. Don't just give me $100 million. And the reason for that is, I think you guys have heard me say this before too, where it's like Kobe Bryant said, it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. That's what life is all about. And that's what he's trying to say here, where it's not about the Oscar award or about the movie or about your box office. Did you have to sell your soul to get there? And if you had to sell your soul to get there, then that Academy Award doesn't really mean anything, or that the Billboard Award or whatever. And what he's trying to allude to fact is the people who hang out with Puffy and got that Puffy stimulus package had to go through what Diddy was trying to do to him to get there. And he is saying indirectly that I am not willing to do that, because when I get to wherever I want to go, it's important for me to be who I am. And I think what took me a while to get it was the man card thing, because I just don't like that, where you try to put somebody in a box like, oh, you're lose your man card. There's girls that do certain things, guys that do certain things, and I just didn't like the framing of you lose your man card, because there's some people who are fluid, that do like that kind of thing, or etc., whatever, right? And in business, sometimes people do different things to get to different places, and that's all fine with me. However you want to do whatever you want to do, that's your business, right? Y'all know how I am. So the man card thing just threw me off. But at the end, the thing that really bothered me is the fact that he said, well, that's why I'm not at the levels that I should be, because I've never taken any gay roles. I won't kiss a man. I won't do this. So that's why I'm not there. And it's almost indirectly saying, hey, the reason why I'm not a bigger movie star is only because I didn't do this. And that's making it seem that like, oh, well, Denzel Washington is one of the biggest movie stars. Are you alluding to the fact that he did that? And the only time that you could make it there is if you do that. And that's what I don't like. It's almost like you're trying to make an excuse for the reason why you're not bigger. And yes, he is a name in Hollywood and he's a big actor, but he has been on record over this past year saying that he only made $11,000 for, what's that movie? Hustle and Flow. He only made $11,000 for that. And this movie, and he's never really gotten his just due. He's never gotten his pay. And he wants to fight against the movie, the movie producers and the movie houses and then the production houses, etc. So the fact that over the past year, you've been complaining about money, you've never got your just due. And now you want to come out and be like, well, I didn't do this for Puffy and I didn't do this for this person and I won't kiss a man in this movie. That's why I'm not there. It just almost sounds like an excuse and not like you're really having a stream of conscience. How like Kobe would say, listen, it's about the journey, not the destination. Does that make sense to y'all? Anyways, there's some good in the conversation, but I just think it's coming more from a bitter place and not of a place of, guys, it's really about the journey, building yourself, or like what I say, like I love my journey of how I built my retail store, starting out the trunk of my car, having one store, building stores in Montreal, Toronto, boom, and then having a national brand. Like I'll never give that up. I wrote 2 books about that. Like I give talks today about that journey, and that will live on forever. The money will always come and go. I've had good years and bad years. That will always come and go. And everything that I've ever obtained from that, or modeling or music or whatever, or acting, all of that could come and go, but the experience will always last. And that's what he's trying to say, but it's coming from a bitter place, in my opinion. Anyways, let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section below. Our 4th lead story. All right, relationship drama 101. Let's get it. Woman allegedly dating Kevin Gates blasts him and Brittany Renner, says that Brittany converted religions as a trend. A woman known as Persian P took to social media to call out Kevin Gates and Brittany Renner. She accused Kevin of being manipulative and narcissistic, claiming he took advantage of her kindness. She also alleges that Brittany was aware of her relationship with Kevin and accused her of converting to Islam because she was on her last leg in her Instagram life. Well, the joke in all of this is that Kevin Gates is married, but I'll get to that at the end. Here is Persian P talking about Brittany Renner, Kevin Gates' newest side chick, and she herself is a side chick. The irony. And stay tuned, because there's an ending that probably makes sense why all this is happening. Take a listen to Persian P.
It's honestly just sick how I was just laid up with him and you seen it and decide to hit him up to meet up. Just disgusting. He called you washed several times and that you lost your glow. That just goes to show you how this man just uses women when it's beneficial to him. Just manipulative and narcissistic as you turned Muslim because it's a trend, and it's honestly a mockery to the religion. Cut it out. You preach that you don't want to deal with a man that deals with multiple women, yet you're dealing with one.
Okay, I hope you paid a lot of attention to that first video. A lot of people said it sounded like she was reading off of notes, that she wasn't talking. Keep in mind for the end, okay? Now, after she put out that video, she came with another video because people got talking. And then this came out and said, the woman claiming that she was allegedly dating Kevin Gates, also known as Persian P, hopped on social media claiming that the rapper told her that he was legally separated. She also claims that she has been receiving threats from his team after addressing the matter. Here is her second video. Take a listen.
I want to make one thing very clear. I would never with a married man. This man told me he's legally separated, so that's that. I simply came onto this platform to express how I feel because I have every right to feel the way that I do. Dealing with men that manipulate, gaslight, lie, all of that. I'm sick of it all. I'm sick of this man.
Okay, a quick Google search. Kevin Gates' spouse, personal life. Kevin Gates married his longtime girlfriend, Draka, in October 2015. The couple has 2 children. And then a second Google search, because you all know you got to check Google. Is Kevin Gates still in a relationship? Kevin Gates and Draka's relationship explained. The couple welcomed their first child in November 2012. In May 2014, their second child was born. Kevin and Draka eventually tied the knot October 17th, 2015. No word on any legal separation. If they were legally separated, it would be online somewhere. You'd be able to find it. Hey, let's just chalk it up to she didn't do her own Google searches. Or maybe she didn't care. Maybe she's lying. I think it's probably the latter. All right, now, here is the whole thing that ties everything all together. While all this was going on, guess what happened? Take a listen. Okay, I can't play a lot of that for copyright reasons, but Kevin Gates has released a single, and guess who's in the video? Brittany Renner. Last week, I told you guys that Brittany Renner was with Kevin Gates on DDG's stream. Then I told you on Friday that they were in the car. They went Instagram official. They were holding hands, singing. I was actually even singing along with them. We've all been hoodwinked, y'all. Remember when I told you to remember that her first video looked like she was reading? This is smelling like a marketing tactic. Yo. He's taking a page out of Kanye's book, man. Whenever there is things that are going on in a celebrity's life, blah, 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 happening, and then boom, they're releasing a single. Then it sounded like the girl was reading. I don't know. Y'all let me know what you think about it in the comment section below. This was everywhere over the weekend. From what I known, he is still married. I told you guys that last weekend. They are in an open relationship, so this is not a huge surprise. They've actually said that they not only are just open, but they are with other people together. Like his wife likes that, and that's all cool with me. Like that's all the more power to them. I just think the side chicks beefing with other side chicks when he has a wife is crazy work. That's just crazy work. Like you can't say anything like he's married. Like, how could you say to Brittany anything when you know that he's married? That's just crazy work. But is it true? Is it not? Is it to build his single and his album? We'll never know. Let me know what you guys think about in the comment section below. All right, this brings us to quick news. Ring my bell. Our first quick story. All right, quick little follow-up from a story we broke last week. Judge Whitaker denies Fulton County DA's motion to revoke Young Thug's probation over alleged threatening post. Orders Young Thug to exercise restraint regarding certain topics. This is Fannie Willis of Atlanta, the DA of Atlanta. Y'all remember this? Young Thug put out some posts. He put out a picture of a UC undercover agent, and Fannie Willis was like, yo, that's GANG activity. People know who she is now. You can't be doing this. Boom, back to jail you go for 15 years. I think everybody in the industry was like, yo, Thug, what are you doing, bro? Like, are you kidding me? Why are you doing this? Why are you on Twitter? You just were praying to get out of jail. You got out. You wanted to be on probation. You didn't want your lawyer to fight to get you not guilty. And you're doing these crazy things. He got lucky. He got a pass. The judge was nice to him and did not send him back to jail. My prediction is Young Thug is probably going to deactivate his Twitter. And if he doesn't, somebody in his camp should. Anyways, Judge Whitaker has denied Fulton County DA's office motion to revoke Young Thug's probation over what they deem threatening posts on social media. As previously stated, on Wednesday, April the 2nd, the Fulton County District Attorney's Office sought to revoke the probation for Young Thug, whose real name is Jeffrey Williams. So it is official. The judge, and like I told you guys last week, the one great thing that his lawyer did, well, he did a lot of great things, but it's not only up to the DA. The DA has to go to the judge, and the judge makes a decision. And we all know the judge loves Young Thug, so he got lucky. However, she did warn him to exercise restraint, which is indirectly saying, bruh, stay off Twitter. Let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section below. Our second quick story. Diddy hit with new criminal charges. Feds file new superseding indictment. All right, a lot of people are going like crazy over this. I'm just don't feel like it's that much of a big deal. I'll read to you what's going on, and I'll explain to you why I think people are overreacting. My personal opinion. Shout out to Megan. Megan broke this story. Megan, sends me all my Diddy, Tory Lane stuff. Trial journalist in the U.S., the leading trial journalist in the U.S. So shout out to Megan. Megan said, new superseding indictment against Sean Diddy Combs today adds 2 charges. He now faces 5 counts. Before it was only 3. So racketeering conspiracy, 2 counts of sex trafficking by force, fraud or coercion, and 2 counts of transportation to engage in women selling certain things. Okay. Here is the official superseding indictment. Again, shout out to Megan for sending this. And like I said, when I first started this, look, I'm at a place right now personally where the civil suits, I've had enough. We keep hearing the same thing with the civil suits. It's the same story. I was at Diddy's house. I was at Diddy's party. This and this happened. We just told you 2 weeks ago. LeBron was there. Beyonce was there. Jay-Z was there. Everybody was there. We all know, okay? Not taking anything away from the victims. I'm just saying, it has to come a point where we're not surprised by this anymore. Even the Terrence Howard story, shouldn't it be surprising to us anymore? You understand? And with the court case, the feds told us from the beginning, this is not it. There will be more charges to come. Cassie was the first victim. Then there was a second victim, the third victim. So there's 3 full victims, and there will be more charges. But all the charges, it's not new where it's like, oh, we're charging him for, I don't know, what, like something that's new. It's all the same. It's just another one on top of it. So I don't know I think people just like to talk about Diddy nowadays, where I have Diddy fatigue, and I'm sure most of you do too. So a couple of things where his bodyguard is going to be testifying, and this person's going to be, there's going to be a lot of people testifying. I personally am at the point where I just want the trial to start, which I heard now they postponed a week. It's going to start May the 12th. Heard they might start jury selection the 5th. I want to no longer hear what the charges are. I want to hear the facts. Remember the TMZ documentary that I told you guys about, told you to watch, about his defense, about how they could keep saying all of these things and they could charge him with 40 more charges. Seriously, where is the proof? These things, these charges that you're charging him with are going to be so hard to prove, because his defense, and which a lot of top-notch attorneys have said, is every single one of these victims, all 3 of them, they were all in consenting relationships. That doesn't mean that you can't say no, and it doesn't mean that you cannot break the law when you're in a consenting relationship. But unless they have like full proof evidence, and like we all know, the Cassie videotape cannot be part of evidence unless they have evidence, hard fact, that you could prove to 12 people beyond a reasonable doubt, you could charge him 100 more times. I want to see the evidence, and we're not going to be able to see the evidence until March the 12th. And you all know that I'm going to be reporting daily. We're going to have a special segment in this podcast, Diddy trial day 1, day 2, day 3. And we're going to be talking about the facts. Y'all know how I get down, right? Like I can stay right in the middle, see things from both sides. And the people who stay in the middle are the people who deal with the facts. And that's it. And yes, am I incredibly disappointed in Diddy? 1,000%. What he did with Cassie is 100% wrong. However, he's not on trial for that. So that videotape just talks to his character. Cool. We don't like him for that anymore. Done. He's not on trial for that. He's on trial for this. Where's the proof? Show me the proof. I'm going to be looking out for the proof. Just my 2 cents. Let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. Our third lead story, respect for the law, respect out to the law. Yo, Onijah's back, y'all. Viral sensation Onijah Robinson is spotted in New York and reveals that she is married. You better pop out. Onijah Robinson, who went viral for her experience in Pakistan, has made an appearance and reveals that she is now married. If you recall, Onijah Robinson reportedly traveled to Pakistan to meet a 19-year-old man that she met online. After the teen ghosted her, she found herself stranded in the country and made a big demand for her inconvenience. The viral story turned Onijah into a sensation, leaving many social media users concerned about her after reports surfaced that she had been detained in Dubai. Recently spotted in New York, Onijah provided an update on her life since gaining fame. Celebrity photographer Johnny Nunez captured Onijah gushing about her new man and also the experience on why she was stuck in Dubai. I wonder if I should play. I'm going to play the old clip first just to remind you guys who Onijah is. And like, she's hilarious. She went out to Pakistan. This teen ghosted her. She found a new man and started making demands. Yo, I came out here to marry somebody. Y'all didn't treat me well. I need $2,000 by next week. I need $1,000. We're going to change the whole bus systems like crazy. Anyways, take a listen to Onijah.
This city will be reconstructed. It will be fixed up right away. I'm asking the government for $100K in my pockets so I could do real estate. My husband will own it. In Karachi. We will not live here, but we will get this job done right away. That's all, folks, for today. That's it. He have nothing else to say. Goodbye.
All right, now here she is back in New York, fresh off of Dubai, out of Pakistan, looking like she's all right. Take a listen.
Everyone's asking, where have you been? Well, come on the sidewalk.
Well, I'm glad to be back in New York. I'm glad about that. I'm happy about that, to be back in New York. And that's all I have to say for right now.
Did you end up going to jail?
Listen, I didn't go to jail. I was just stuck in Dubai. It was a situation that happened in Dubai that I couldn't get over at the time. And that was it.
Are you still in contact with anybody from Pakistan?
Yes, I am. My husband, he lives in Pakistan. Shout out to Nigel. Ahmed, I love you, baby. We are together. We want to clear
Wait, is this a different guy?
No, this is one guy. This is my husband.
Did you get the money? Did you get the land?
Listen, they gonna give that land. They gonna give that land. They gonna give that 20K, that 50K out.
I love that.
Everybody, respect for the law, 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 respect for the law.
Respect for the law, respect. I love her so much. Yo, are y'all happy that Onijah's okay? Are you happy that she's back in New York? Let me know in the comment section below. Our fourth quick story. Corey Holcomb suggests that Will Smith is gay, says that closeted men in Hollywood blackball him to keep their secrets hidden. All right, Corey is stirring up the pot again, this time claiming that he believes Will Smith likes men and that many closeted Hollywood stars avoid him because he might see them with their boyfriends. Again, this sounds to me like another person that didn't make it that's blaming it on the fact that I would have been bigger only if I liked men. Like, stop it, bro. Stop it. Here's Corey.
Now, there are celebrities who have accepted the poly and non-monogamous relationships. Some we know, Will Smith and Jada, they've been open about they have an open relationship.
But Will like guys.
Huh?
Will like guys.
How you know?
I live in LA. There's a lot of opportunities I don't get because the guys don't want me to see them with their boyfriends.
Oh, the reason why I don't get a role is because of this. I've suffered because of this. That's why I just stopped it. We don't need to hear anymore. If that is mixed in the conversation, it negates what you're saying to me. Done. Until I hear somebody say, yeah, I made it to the mountaintop and I'm the biggest movie star in the world or one of the biggest movie stars in the world, and I just want to reveal blah, 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 blah. Sorry. Your conversation is negated. Don't give me that as the reason why you're not there, bro. Not with me. Let me know what y'all think. Our fifth quick story. DDG gets ticked off when he realizes how Shannon Sharpe only knows him from being Hailey's baby daddy. Bruh. Nobody was talking about you before, Haley. Like, you should be happy that you have at least some sort of recognition for something. Take a listen.
Who is this talking like this?
DDG. He had the baby with Haley.
Oh my God. That shouldn't be the first explanation of who I am, bro.
Who we meet you as is the first explanation that somebody is going to reference you as. Plain and simple, all right? You ask anybody in Canada about me, they're not going to say the YouTuber. They're going to say, oh, the sneaker guy, Trent? Yeah, that's the sneaker guy, because that's how people were introduced to me. From this actual YouTube channel used to be a sneaker blog. My Instagram, they know me from that, and I have no problem. There's some people that will know me, oh, Trent, that's the modeling guy. It's just how it is. Like, as long as somebody knows you and they're talking about you, who cares of how they know you? Now, I will understand the fact that if it was because I just had a baby with somebody and nothing else, I get where you're coming from, but that's your fault, bro, not his. You know what I'm saying? Like, your biggest accomplishment has been Haley's baby daddy. Work harder. Our sixth quick story. Russell Brand charged with R-word and SA in 4 different alleged incidences. All right, detectives have begun to investigate the comedian after a series of allegations were made against him in 2023, and they now allege Brand committed a series of assaults between 1999 and 2005. We spoke with law enforcement, and they tell us Brand is not in police custody at this time, but is expected to be in court May the 2nd to face charges. Brand vehemently denies the claim of R-word against him back in 2023, just before Channel 4 Dispatch and the Sunday Times revealed a joint report of multiple women claiming that Brand abused them between 2006 and 2013. He insists that all of his activities over the years has been consensual. Now, I don't know too much about Brand, but I know this is a big story, and I know that he's a comedian. I've seen a couple of movies, but it's not like I know him like Diddy, right? Like, I know people in Diddy's circle or the people who I normally talk about in music or entertainment. He's British, so I don't know too much about him. By this video that I'm going to play, I'm a little hesitant to say, he looks very calm and very convincing that he's done nothing wrong. He's an actor. He could be acting. He could be trained at this. I don't know. But he even says, I hope you could tell by the look in my eyes that none of this is true. And he admits that he used to before be, this wild guy and lead this wild life, but now he's turned himself over to God, and he is married and he has his kids. And he's like, yes, I did a bunch of stuff before. And that's how I know him. He used to be on like MTV and do like a bunch of crazy stuff. I mean, that was his skit. That was who he was. But he said, hey, regardless of what that persona was, everything was always consensual. I'll play the video. You guys let me know what you think. Take a look.
Hello. I've always told you guys that when I was young and single, before I had my wife and family, I was a fool before I lived in the light of the Lord. I was a drug addict, and an imbecile. But what I never was pissed. I've never engaged in non-consensual activity. I pray that you can see that by looking in my eyes.
I didn't play the whole thing, but just to note that he went on at first, or she starts first talking about the government and their version of the feds, I guess, of how the government uses things against people in high places, etc. But I want to remind you, this is exactly what Diddy said before we saw the Cassie video. He said, oh, this was not true, etc., etc., etc. So, like I said, I'm not saying the video makes me believe him or not. Please don't try to drag me for that. I'm not saying it. I'm just saying from my own eyes, looking at him, he does seem very relaxed, calm, cool, and collective. Like this could just be a witch hunt and to get thrown out. I'll follow this up. May the 2nd is coming up. Jeez, man. Little baby, they say Rico is coming. Thug, Diddy, Richard Brand. There's like so many celebrities are getting cases now. It's crazy. And I heard there's like 2 or 3 others like coming up. It's going to be a crazy 2025. I told you all in 2024, though, that 2025 is going to be a wild year in celebrity news. It's crazy. Let me know what you think about Richard Brand. And if you know any more information about him, please let us know. Fill us in the comment section below. Our seventh quick story. All right, let's bring a little funny in here. A woman calls a Chinese restaurant to order 5,000 wings, and they told her that it would be ready in 10 minutes. This is hilarious. Take a listen.
Hey, can I place an order? Can I get 5,000 wings? Can I get 5,000 wings? 5,000 wings? Yeah. Come over here, I sell for you right away. All right, thank you. How long? 5,000 wings, 10 minutes.
Come over here. I'll have it ready for you right now. How long? Come over. 10 minutes. What the? First of all, who has 5,000 wings on deck? What, are you crazy or what? Anyways, this was another thing that went viral over the weekend. I thought it was hilarious. And you know how those restaurants are? What? Money? No problem. Come over right away. Obviously, you know it cannot be ready in 10 minutes, but I think she just didn't want to lose the sale and was like, I have it ready for you. Or they may just be like on deck like that. But craziness. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below. Our eighth quick story. Diddy reportedly makes another attempt to hire A$AP Rocky's lawyer, Joe Tacopina, for his racketeering and sex trafficking case. Diddy is still on the hunt for legal heavyweight, and he's reportedly has his sights on Joe Tacopina. According to Joe, he was approached multiple times by Diddy's team to defend him against his racketeering and trafficking charges ahead of his trial in May. However, Tacopina has consistently declined, citing his busy schedule or the fact that he just doesn't want to get tied up in Diddy mess. However, in a conversation with The Hollywood Reporter, Tacopina revealed that Diddy reached out again when asked if he would finally agree to represent him. Tacopina replied and said, "I'm going to speak to him. I'm not saying yes or no. I'm just going to listen." Tacopina has also represented Meek Mill's Donald Trump and recently helped A$AP Rocky beat his felony charges and is currently serving as Wendy Williams' personal lawyer. He's also working to gain court approval to represent her in her fight to end her guardianship. Do you think Tacopina will take Diddy's case? All right, we're going to talk to you about Wendy in next quick story. We put this together smartly. Good, go team. Sometimes we have this similar stories and we put them so far apart, but we had a meeting and we're going to make sure we're not doing that anymore. Look, Joe is on a hot streak right now. And like back in the day when like Cochran was on a hot streak and the OJ trial, and then he was, you don't want to be on a hot streak and then take a case and lose. If you ask me, I think that's what Joe was hesitant about. Actually, talking about Cochran actually got Diddy off of a case. Can't remember what the case was, but Diddy was actually in Toronto. I was actually at a party with Diddy, not a house party. It was a club, all right? It wasn't an after party Diddy party. It was at a club in Toronto, and I was actually there with Diddy, and he was on CNN. And if I'm not mistaken, the trial they were waiting, or there was they revealed the court decision or something. Anyways, he was in Toronto and he went on CNN thanking Johnny Cochran. So Diddy has made a history of this where it's like whoever is the highest attorney in the country, he wants him because they have a lot of pull. So that's why he wants Joe. If you guys remember, like the article said, Joe just got A$AP Rocky off and people didn't think A$AP Rocky was going to get off, right? Meek Mills, Donald Trump, etc. Now, also what I've been hearing is Joe has to be very careful because the public perception with Diddy is not positive because of the Cassie tape and because of all the civil suits. So the majority of people, I would say 90% of people, are totally against Diddy. There's a 10% that it's like, hey, what did he do wrong? Everything was consensual. You can't, blame him for being freaky, right? And I actually feel as we hear more in the trial, I think more people will go to that side. And that was what the TMZ documentary was really about. He said people were predicting, and defense lawyers were predicting that as we hear more of the evidence, you're going to just hear that Diddy had a bunch of girlfriends and was freaky. I just told you something about Kevin Gates. We hear about Neo, and it's really them just trying to take a black man down after he tried to sue Diageo. That is what the TMZ video said. That's not what I'm saying. That's what the TMZ documentary was really about. Those defense attorneys said that they're going to paint Diddy in a positive light and we're going to have a difference of opinion. Now, even if you sway the 90% of people, you're still going to have, if you ask me, at least 75% of people still not liking Diddy. You're still not going to like him for what he did to Cassie. You're still not going to like the freaky manipulation, whatever, blah, 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 even if he gets off. So I say all of that to say, I think Joe is probably going to end up not taking the case. Or if he is, he will maybe just consult in the back end. And he doesn't want to be the face and be known as the guy that got Diddy off, because Diddy is so guilty in so many people's minds that the perception of him publicly will be, you got somebody off that should have been guilty. That's what I think. And in the lawyer world, of course, a bunch of people who do wrong things are going to want you, but they all want him now anyway. So does he want to lose his public perception? I think that's what he's trying to deliberate on. And as he sees more evidence, if he feels like that he could paint Puffy in a positive light and change more people's mind and have it more flipped where 90 or 80% believe he's innocent and 10% believe that he's still in the wrong, then I think he'll take the case. Like I said in the beginning or earlier on, it's all about the evidence. When you see the evidence, we'll know a lot more. So stay tuned. Let's go now talk about Wendy. Our ninth quick story. Wendy Williams enlists high-profile attorney Joe Tacopina to fight guardianship battle. Wendy Williams is stepping into her fight for freedom after 2 years of legal battles. The former daytime talk show host has enlisted powerhouse attorney Joe Tacopina to represent her in her ongoing guardianship case. Tacopina, known for defending celebrities like A$AP Rocky, Alex Rodriguez, and former President Donald Trump. Former president, he's the current president, okay, confirmed the news during a recent appearance on TMZ Live, expressing his intention to play a major role in the proceedings. I am representing Wendy Williams, Tacopina said, noting that he would be involved in the guardianship case, though his role as a guardianship attorney is still pending approval by the judge. So the goal is to be the person or the lawyer representing her in the guardianship, not her personal. Here's Joe explaining that. Take a listen.
So Wendy's retained you as her personal attorney. What's the next step? How do you get on the guardianship case, which is really the end goal here?
The goal end game is to make sure she gets out of there. How it's done is honestly, it doesn't matter to me now. I spoke to Wendy at length yesterday. She wants me to represent her. I am representing her. Her family's asked me to represent her. I'm her personal attorney now. Doesn't mean I'm in the guardianship case yet, and I'm not, because the judge has to approve any lawyer coming in to the guardianship.
So he didn't answer how he was going to do it. Smart lawyer. He's not letting y'all know all of his ways, but this is good. Like we talked about before, public perception. You're known as the guy that freed Wendy. You're the guy that freed A$AP Rocky. Bro, you're a superhero. You know what I'm saying? You're invited to everywhere. You're at all the dinners. The access is crazy. Do you want to be known as a guy to free Diddy? I don't know. Like I said, in the background, a bunch of criminals will be like, yo, this is the guy, but front facing, who knows? Anyways, very good news for Wendy. Enough about Diddy. Very good news for Diddy. I'm really happy that that he is on her case. Hashtag free Wendy. And I think Charlamagne had a little to do with Joe hooking up with Wendy. So shout out to Charlamagne. Our 10th quick story. This McDonald's hash brown McFlurry secret menu item is going viral. All right, y'all know I have the biggest sweet tooth amongst all the YouTubers, so I had to tell you about this. One of the most buzzed about McDonald's menu hack over this past year has been the hash brown McFlurry sandwich, a DIY treat combining 2 hash browns and a McFlurry creation to tantalize your sweet and salty sensations. The trend originated in Australia, offering a sweet and salty combination similar to a Wendy's Frosty and fries pairing. Now, as much as I like Wendy's and the Frosty, I am not dunking my fries into my Frosty. No, I have my limits. This sounds a little bit interesting, though. Though it's not an official menu item, assembly one is simple. Order 2 hash browns of your favorite McFlurry, whether it be Oreo, M&Ms, or even plain vanilla. I can't believe they didn't put score in here. Hello, a McFlurry score. my favorite thing. And I put them together to enjoy this indulgent creation before it melts. Interesting enough, McDonald's in Singapore leaned into the trend by giving away 50 free hash brown McFlurry sandwiches at each location, showcasing how viral hacks can inspire smart marketing strategies. Let me know if y'all have tried this. I love a hash brown and I love a McFlurry. I just can't see a potato with ice cream being a thing. I don't know. I can't bring myself to waste a McFlurry with a hash brown, but we all family. So if one of you have tried it and it's good, let me know. So if any of you have tried it out there, let me know. Our 11th quick story. Spotify has been removing streaming numbers from multiple genres for the past 3 months. Okay, guys, I want you to pay close attention to this. Spotify has been removing streaming volumes across multiple genres for the past 3 months. Since February, artists on the platform has been seeing their streaming numbers decrease as Spotify is cracking down on artificial or botted streams. This is a tweet from a very notable official account, Chart Data. It says, Spotify has been removing notable stream volumes from tracks across genres for the third month in a row, February 2025, March, and April. Okay? So this is legit. This is not some kid being like, hey, I noticed this. Russ tweeted this out and said, Spotify is removing streaming counts from big artists who are faking their streams, but won't release the names of said artists. Laugh out loud. These artists and labels doing this are losers. Look who comes up next. Kendrick Lamar lost 10,583,371 monthly listeners on Spotify. Are y'all getting it yet? Remember last week, Friday, I think it was, told you all about Drake, his UMG lawsuit, where the judge awarded him permission to depose Universal. Look at Kendrick's contracts, look in their emails. Who was also in that lawsuit? Spotify. Now, they didn't say anything last week about Spotify. iHeart is no longer in it, but he also has a suit with Spotify. There's also things going on with Universal and Spotify. Spotify is correcting things now, and Kendrick Lamar has lost 10 million monthly listeners. If you see on what we just posted, he dropped from 4th in the world to 5th in the world. Drizzy Drake might be onto something. And like I said last week, this is not about whose fan you are or who you think won the battle. This is about the music business. This is about the music business that every artist, big and small, has complained about for the past 40, 50 years. This is the reason why I left the music industry personally, because it is so skewed and so corrupt and so full of BS on the label side that's so hard to make artists any money. And as a manager, you make 20% of your artist's money. And if the artist doesn't make money, then how the heck am I supposed to make money? So, like I said, not a Drake or Kendrick thing, but if Drake is able to unearth what has been going on and make changes and then get rewarded for it, whew, could be crazy. Stay tuned. Looking into this. Hey, go Drizzy. You still need to come up with a better single and a better album, though, because I'm still not on that Party Next Door Drake album. Sorry, bro. Our 12th quick story. Mariah Carey makes a brief cameo on her son's live stream. Life must be lit when your mom is Mariah Carey. The singer made a brief cameo on her son Rocky's live stream, but quickly left to avoid embarrassing him further. Did y'all catch Mariah's little quick pop out? All right, I'm going to play the video here for you. The thing I don't understand why he's embarrassed, he calls her over and it says, no, mom, leave. Take a listen.
You want to come here, mom? Here.
There she is.
What are y'all talking about? That's my sister.
I know, I just want to get everyone's hopes up.
Why are y'all? Oh, okay. Y'all need to get out now. Just everybody get out. Mom, they can see you. Okay.
They're
saying, hi, Mariah, I love you. Oh, my God.
Hi, you guys, I love you.
Hello, Miss Carey.
Hi, Mrs. Carey.
37. Can y'all please get out, please?
Hi, Mrs. Carey. That is so adorable, man. Anyways, let me know what you think about this. I guess maybe I don't know. I watched it a couple of times. I thought, like, maybe he brought her in and then everybody started making a big deal. Then he got embarrassed. But as she came in, like nobody said anything. One person thought his sister was her mom. And before anybody said anything, he was like, oh my gosh, get out, get out, get out. I'm still confused by the video, to be honest with you. But I don't know. I'm not a kid, so who knows? Our 13th quick story. Barack Obama admits he's in a deep deficit with Michelle after 8 years in the White House. I've been trying to dig myself out of that. Barack Obama got real with students at Hamilton College, admits that he is in a deep deficit with his wife, Michelle, after 8 years of being in the White House. He said, I've been trying to dig myself out of that hole by doing occasionally fun stuff, he shared. While answering a question about his recent activities, the former president says he's focused on the Obama Foundation and writing the second half of his memoirs, joking that it feels like 50 midterm papers. Despite his efforts, the two haven't been seen together much lately, with Barack solo at events like the Clippers games and Jimmy Carter's service. However, the couple has continuously shut down divorce rumors with no sign of splitting in sight. Y'all think Michelle is ready to bounce? Now, I think it was sometime in 2024, I don't remember, we had like a breaking story of there be rumors that Barack was seeing Jennifer Aniston on the side. And I had heard stuff about Michelle finding out and then being upset and then being separated. I was on the fence. I really didn't know what to think. I was hearing things from both sides. But it is kind of weird that you don't see them out. And the Jimmy Carter thing, it was blamed on the fact of the seating that she would have to sit beside Trump. Okay, that was an excuse. But what about the Clippers game? How come you haven't seen them together? I played a clip Thursday or Friday with Michelle on her and her brother's podcast, in my opinion. I don't know how to feel about this. I don't know. Y'all think they're separated and working on it? Like, this would be the biggest divorce of like all times, man. I don't see it happening personally. If Bill Clinton and Hillary could work out their stuff and stay together politically, although like Hillary knew that she was going to run for president, so she needed that political tie, where Michelle has said vehemently that she would never run for office. Barack cannot rerun. Do they need to stay together for that? Would they stay together for us so that we could see them together because we like them together? I don't know. I'm on the fence. I'll lean to you guys. What do y'all think about this? You think they're getting divorced and just hiding it? You think that they're going to stay separated and lead separate lives like how they say Will and Jada do? Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Our 14th quick story. Crowd POV of more than 10,000 fans following Ishowspeed in China. All right, I haven't been showing you guys that much of Ishowspeed, so I don't think you really care that much. But he has been in China over the past week. Craziness. He was in a flying car. He was in one of these like crazy electric cars that like spin it around in a circle, park itself. He's been like with robots, the crazy, like it's been entertainment. And what I just want to show you guys, and by the way, for those of you who don't know who Ishowspeed is, he is the biggest streamer in the planet. There's him, Kai, and Adin Ross. But if you ask me, Ishowspeed is the biggest one because he's just worldwide. And this just shows you his effect. In China, on the other side of the world, people are going crazy. And now I know Kai was in China too, and people are going crazy. But look at this video I'm going to play for you. I remember the videos that I played for you a little bit earlier. This was in the US, people protesting against the government. This looks like almost the same amount of people because those other people, they said there were 1,000, 2,000. This is 10,000 people in China. This is not a protest. This is just following a streamer. Look at this video. Shout out to Speed, man. That's crazy. Like I always said, man, content creators, YouTubers, podcasters, streamers, we are the future. Shout out to Fox News. I was watching Hannity Friday, and he had on the Nelk Brothers, and he was highlighting them saying, on Fox News, saying mainstream media is over. It's done with. These guys are the future. They were the ones that helped put Donald Trump in the White House. He also gave out a shout out to Joe Rogan, Adin Ross as well too. But imagine being on Fox News and being Hannity and being like, yo, these YouTubers, they're the next media front. Keep telling y'all, man. And by the way, for those of you who are going to be like, what? You're watching Fox News? I keep telling you guys, I watch Fox and I watch CNN. I watch both because I'm independent and I like getting both sides. So yes, I watch Fox and I watch CNN. Let me know what y'all think about that in the comment section below. Our 15th quick story. Usher finally has met his match. All right, on Friday, there was a video of Usher with an auntie, and she was losing her mind internally. She wasn't showing it out, but people are like, yo, this was nuts. It's gone. It's past now, so I don't want to play it for you guys. But I did find another video that is unlike any other Usher videos because all of them are the girl is like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do. And she's like losing her mind. I found a girl that had Usher not know what to do, and Usher had to walk away because she tried to feed him the grape, the cherry from her mouth. Crazy. Take a look. She tried 2 times. Usher turned away. He went to the bowl like, nah, I do not want to play with this girl, and walked away. Yo, shout out to whoever she is. She won. Best video yet. Our 16th quick story. Whitney Houston responds to being vocally compared to Mariah Carey while on Byron Allen's show in 1991. All right, because Mariah Carey was all over the internet over the weekend because of her son, it was really trending, even on Twitter. Everybody started talking about how amazing she was, and then, as you know, whenever you talk about Mariah, Whitney comes in the conversation, and people were like, who's better, who had the bigger career, etc. This came up, and you'll hear Whitney Houston addressing it for herself. Take a listen.
All right, what do you think about when people compare Mariah Carey to you? How do you feel about that?
Mariah is Mariah, and that's what she should be known for her work, and not for being compared or sounding like me. I think she and I probably have the same tones, in some areas, but I don't think that she sounds like me, nor do I sound like her.
Okay,
yeah.
All right.
It's that little smile at the end that tells you everything you need to know. All right, so I should have put this in like question of the day maybe, or whatever, or maybe even social discussion, but I have 2 good ones. So let's start the debate. Is it Whitney Houston or is it Mariah Carey? Who is the better? Let me ask the question correctly. Not from a technical standpoint, because we know that Mariah Carey has range like no other. I don't mean technically. I just mean, who is the better vocalist? Period. You could add in the fact that because Mariah can hit a certain note, but I'm talking about like the sound. I'm talking about the tone. I'm talking about the emotion. I'm talking about singing. Like, I'm not talking about singing. Like, you understand? Like, I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, let's take this back to church. You know what I'm saying? So, are you team Mariah or team Whitney? Now, I'll compare 2 songs quickly in 1 second, but y'all know me. I just got to tell you right away. I'm jumping the gun. Whitney Houston, to me, is the best vocalist, period. Celine Dion is amazing. Patti LaBelle, amazing. Mariah Carey, amazing. Christina Aguilera, amazing. They're all honorable mentions, but in totality, everything put together, Whitney Houston is the best of the best of the best. That's it. It's done. And those other 4 that I mentioned, you take those out because Patti came before her, etc. If you ask Mariah, I think Mariah will tell you that Whitney Houston is the best and the queen. So, I'll give you guys a little bit of a reminder. I give my all to have just one more night with you. Now that was nice. That was nice. But hold on, that was nice. But enter the queen. Oh, life treats you kind. And I hope you have all you dreamed of. And I wish you joy and happiness. Listen to this. But above all this, I wish you love. Come on. What? She's the queen. It's over. It's done. It's done. We could do this all day, man. I could have a 2-hour podcast. We could go song for song, clash for clash, yo. It's Whitney Houston. And I love Mariah. I love her. It's just Kobe and Jordan. There's only one Jordan. And there's only one Whitney Houston. That's it. It's Whitney, the queen. Done. Shout out to Whitney Houston. Our 17th quick story. Drake and Adin Ross stream April the 13th. Here's Adin Ross with the big announcement. Take a listen.
Can I announce that? Oh my God, I just got a crazy stream announcement. Oh, I can announce it. April 13th, I'm going to Toronto to do a Drake stream. Just let y'all know again.
All right, let me tell you guys why I'm not super excited about this. I could be wrong, but Drake is signed to Stake, so is Adin Ross, okay? That's why y'all see all of these stupid videos that Drake does in the club, or he was in Australia, oh, there's a drone seeing him gambling. He signed a $180 million contract. He has to do these things. That's why you don't see him on other people's platforms. How come he's not on Academics? How come he's not here? How come he's not on The Breakfast Club? This is something to do with Stake. And last time they were together on Christmas, they were out giving out money. This is not an interview where you're sitting down talking about Kendrick Lamar and the Drake beef. They're not going to be talking about Universal Music. They're not going to be talking about anything. If this was an interview, a sit-down interview, I would be excited for it. And even if it is, Adin Ross is not the type of investigative journalist like me that would sit down and probe and ask all the questions y'all want to know. He's not going to do that. He has gone on to say that Drake won the battle. It wasn't even close. Drake. But they're Team Drake. They're signed to the same site, Stake. So I hope something comes of it, but I'm not really thinking that anything will come out of it. You might get one or two little, hey, Nokia, the video, something, but you're not going to get to tea. Don't get excited. Our 18th quick story. Not so fast. China reportedly backs out of deal to sell TikTok to U.S. investors just days after Trump announces global tariffs. Listen to this. The TikTok saga continues. China has reportedly backed out of the deal to sell TikTok to the U.S. investors just one day after President Donald Trump announced sweeping global tariffs. According to the Associated Press, ByteDance, the Chinese parent company that owns TikTok, informed the White House on Thursday that it would not approve any sale unless broader negotiations on trade and tariffs take place. In response to Donald Trump's announcement on Friday, he would sign an executive order to grant TikTok a 75-day extension to continue operations in the U.S. while efforts to finalize the sale continue. The deal has reportedly received support from all parties involved until Beijing reversed its stance. Trump remained optimistic, posting on his social media platform, we have made tremendous progress. I am signing an executive order to keep TikTok up for an additional 75 days. ByteDance confirmed the ongoing discussion, but noted that an arrangement would not be executed as of yet and emphasized that the deal will have to be approved by Chinese law. Basically, Donald Trump's tariff put a final stop on this deal. And this has been Trump's big thing is making this TikTok deal. Remember, I told you guys that the algorithm on TikTok is the most coveted algorithm of all algorithms. Meta wants it. Amazon wants it. Everybody wants it. Elon Musk wants it. And China was smart to say, okay, you want it so badly? You want to make money? You want to be the guy? Take these tariffs off. That's a smart move, brilliant move. I wonder what Donald Trump is going to do now. Does he want it that badly to make his billionaire friends have access to this? Or does he want to keep his tariffs on and keep his people and MAGA happy? He has a very, very tough decision. Everybody says Trump's about his money. We'll see what he leans on. If he decides to keep tariffs and do not move anything, he does not have this Trump deal. He does not have this TikTok deal. And from what I've heard, he's made promises that he will get certain people this TikTok deal. What a predicament Mr. Trump is in. That's why he needs 75 more days. Keep you guys posted and let you know what happens. Our 19th quick story. Shannon Sharpe and Chad Ochocinco share their love for stretch marks and fupas. Shannon Sharpe, just the fupa thing is hilarious to me. Shannon Sharpe and Chad Ochocinco say they love a woman with tiger stripes and a fupa. During a recent episode of their Nightcap podcast, the former NFL stars bonded over their appreciation for stretch marks, aka tiger stripes, with Ocho adding that he is essentially fond of fupas. And I don't know if I should say the definition of fupa. The FAT, upper part of the public area, FYI. I am a big fan of stretch marks. I think it's very, very hot. I love it. In the right areas, obviously, but I love it just anywhere. I'm a big fan. And I also am a fan of a nice fupa as well, FYI. Summer is coming up, the sundress, and you have like a little, like I feel these guys. And that's what's great about Nightcap. Like it's guys talking and they just let it out. It comes on at 11 o'clock. It's Nightcap. Sometimes I get in trouble for it. Shannon Sharpe had to apologize to Jess, but right now they're not naming any names and they're just broadly talking about it. So of course it's going viral. And you'd be surprised that most guys. There are a lot of guys that appreciate a nice stretch mark, period, not period, plural. And a nice fupa in a sundress. Woo! Shout out to Shannon Sharpe and Shadow Ochocinco. Let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section below. Guys, sound off below. And we have more guys in the comment section. I have one comment from Mello. Mello, sound off. You like a tiger stripe or not? You like some fupas? Guys, let me know. Ladies, are you shocked at this? Are you happy to hear about this? Let me know. Sound off in the comment section below.
You back now. Wait. Make sure I'm talking. You like the fupa? I like the fupa. You like the fupa? There we go. I like the fupa.
Our 20th quick story. Reporter gets sucker punched during a street interview on abortion. Conducting a random street interview in New York can already be a gamble, but when you are touching hot button issues like abortion, things can flip really quick. And a 23-year-old pro-life activist and reporter, that's like some a British accent, and the reporter, sorry. Geez, I'm a little chatty even on a Monday. Normally I only like this on a Thursday. Sorry. A 23-year-old pro-life activist and a reporter, Savannah, got into it, and that gamble turned into a wild, sticky situation. Okay, I am not going to play the video on YouTube because it will for sure get flagged. I'm going to put some stills up here while I'm talking. This is a Fox interview. Fox. What's wrong with me? This is Fox interviewing the reporter. You can see the bandage over her eye. And there's a still of the person who she was interviewing. Here is another still, and this is the full picture of the person who was interviewed. If you want to see the video of actually what went down, we posted it on our new blog page, formerly Out Loud, FORMALLY, Out Loud. There's no Trent, just formerly Out Loud. Go over there and check it out. It's a 5-minute. We'll give you the interview and what happened and how it escalated. It went down. Go check it out before Instagram gets note of it and they try to take it down. Anyways, check it out, formerly Out Loud. All right, this brings me to my favorite segment, comments of the day. Yeah, I'm on my Oprah-ish, all right? All right, first one is Reese. She says, I don't know why I get so tickled when you fumble over words, Trent. Carriage before the cart. There should be a house somewhere in that phrase. Laugh out loud, just messing with you. Louisville here. All right, thanks, Reese. I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing your name right. And yes, thank you for getting tickled from it. I've fumbled on it a lot today. But isn't it the horse before the carriage? Is a house should be in that phrase? A house before the carriage? I think I did make a mistake, but I think it's the carriage before the horse and the horse before the carriage. Now I'm all confused. Anyways, I hope I'm tickling you even more now that I'm messing it up even more. Shout out to Reese, and thank you for your comment. Next one is my homeboy Mello from Ohio. Ohio checking in again. When you sing, I be laughing. And I made sure to sing just for y'all today. Again, shout out to Mello. You are definitely hilarious. I definitely agree with you about Edwards. It's not about the money. It's about the time and the things money can't buy because he want to be a bum dad. I don't even put him in my parlay on FanDuel. All right, shout out to Mello. Love that. Love that you're not even betting on him. And yeah, and Edwards, you need to do a way better job with Aisha Howard. I don't care if you think that she just had the baby for money or whatever. That's still your child. You got in the mix. You got to do right. That's what me and Mello say. Shout out to Mello. Thanks for your comment, brah. All right. S Rivers 1000 says, do you accept thirst traps asking for a friend? I definitely do. Get into my DMs, Trent Out Loud. And it'd be a plus if you have some stretch marks and a nice fupa. Next one is Barbara. Barbara says, your brain is definitely okay. Always try to see the bad and the good. Lots of love from France. All right, Barbara, shout out to you. Shout out to the fact that you're in France. Y'all know I love that we are global, and I always try to make sure that you guys say where you're from. So thank you for that. Thank you for saying that my brain is okay and highlighting the fact that I always try to see the bad and the good. Shout out to Barbara. Shout out to France. I was in Paris. Well, I used to go to Paris like twice a year for Men's Fashion Week when I had the store. So love Paris. All right. Neo, I think, is the next one. Neo says, hi, Trend. I prefer people who admit when they are not sure. So many people pretend. Know thyself, stay real. Thanks for the authenticity. Centurion, South Africa. All right, y'all know that I love my South African people. Shout out Cape Town, shout out Joburg everywhere, and Ghana, Nigeria. What up? The whole continent of Africa. All right, thank you very much for your comments. Hold on, I just skipped that really quick. Yes, and thank you for saying this was somebody last week called me out in the comment section saying you're unsure about a lot of things, and I was like, I'm not unsure about a lot of things, and some things I am unsure about. You heard it in today's episode where I'm like, I wasn't really sure how I feel about Dwight Howard, and then I try to dig and I try to find how I feel about a situation, and I feel most of the times I do, but like Neo says here, that it's okay if you don't know how you feel about something, and I feel like that's okay, and I feel like more people should be okay with that, right? So thank you for highlighting that, Neil. Appreciate that. And keep commenting. As I said, as always, I would love to read every single comment out to you guys, but we can't because we have some sort of time constraints. We can't have a 4-hour podcast, but just know that I do read all of them. It's what I do before I go to bed. So keep commenting. Shout out to everybody. Thank you. All right, so this brings us to social discussion. All right, I don't have a lot to say because I want to turn this over to you guys. Barstool Sports founder Dave says that he lost $7 million in a day, blames Trump's tariff policies on the market crash. Here's a little clip from Dave. Take a listen.
I'm down $7 million in stocks and crypto. Trump has put his tariffs all over the place. I've been trying to understand them. I don't.
All right, the reason why I want to bring this to social discussion is that on Friday's episode, I told you guys that I lost a lot of money in the 2 days, the Thursday and Friday, since Trump announced his tariffs. I even made a joke about it in the intro, which I saw, by the way, you guys highlighted and said, yo, that intro was epic. If you guys didn't see that, go check it out. Thank you very much for that, guys. I love doing my intros. But I also saw a lot of people that said, yo, forget you and your stock market. Forget you people and your blah, blah, blah. Trump is doing this for the people. He's doing this for the people who don't have money to put in the stock market, to people who are living paycheck to paycheck, people in the rural areas, to bring back manufacturing jobs. Forget you people, which you have every right to feel 1,000%. So this is the reason why I wanted to bring this to social discussion. How has Trump's tariffs affected you? Not so much like if you like them or not, or if they're going to work out or whatever. Just, I want to know, has it affected you? Have you felt, well, I was going to ask, have you felt the effects at the grocery store? But you cannot have felt them yet. But just in general, stock market, or, have you lost money in the stock market? Do you feel like if you have lost money in the stock market that you're okay with the loss because it means that stocks are cheap now and you're just going to buy in? And by the way, there's a lot of people that, yes, have lost money in the stock market, but are seeing this as a sale. I've seen a lot of content creators being like, and a lot of female content creators comparing this to a sale at a store. And they're saying women go out and buy when it's on sale. Stocks are low, buying Apple, buying whatever, blah, blah, blah. Tesla stocks are going to go back up. So has this affected you in a negative way? Has it affected you in a positive way? Are you buying stocks? Are you one of the people who you're not involved in the stock market? That's not your thing. And you're happy that people are losing money in the stock market. You don't care what happens to the stock market, and you want manufacturing jobs to come back, or you like how he's shaking up the economy. Whatever it is, however you feel, however it's affected, let me know in the comment section below. How has Trump's tariffs affected you? Are you happy? Are you not happy? Or are you on the fence? Are you on the middle? Are you way back in C? Let me know. How has it affected your life? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, this brings us to question of the day. What irritated y'all this week? All right, I got this from Friday, so this is the beginning of the week, so I'm going to flip it to what irritated you last week, okay? First person said gas prices, food prices, utility prices, flight prices, hairstyle prices, insurance prices. Shall I continue? I think you said enough. Next person says, somebody blew their horn at me as soon as the light turned green the other morning, and I sat there for an extra 5 seconds. That's actually really smart. I would have stayed there till the light turned red and then green again. What's the, when the waiter brings somebody's food, but mine is still on the way, as if like it's coming from heaven? I mean, it depends on what you order, right? If you order a steak, it's going to take longer than if somebody orders salad, so it really doesn't bother me. But hey, this is your thing. I'm just adding in my 2 cents, as I always do. Somebody said, I really got annoyed being sick on my birthday. Oh, that sucks. Being sick on your birthday, or before you go away on vacation, or before a holiday, I feel for you. Another person said, my job, of course, but thank the Lord, it's Friday. It's not Friday now, but I get that. Y'all know I get that. Somebody says, my manager irritated me. My rent irritated me. The pollen explosion, that's what the news calls it. They said that it's the tree's line of defense to protect themselves. I'm suffering at looking sideways because what are they trying to say? All right, so I guess she has allergies. Another person said paying my rent. Better question is what didn't irritate me? Another person said Mother Nature, paying rent on April Fools, people being overly emotional but not being aware of anybody else's feelings. Sorry, I botched that up. Let me read it again. People being overly emotional, but not being aware of anybody else's feelings. Woo! That's good. That deserves a third read. Listen, people being so emotional, like you're so emotional, oh my gosh, but you're not aware of how anybody else around you is feeling. Woo! I'm going to keep that close to the chest this week, man. We get so caught up in ourselves sometimes that we forget how other people are feeling. All right, somebody said fakeness. Ooh, the fakeness drives me crazy, man. That irritates me. Like people today, the Terrence Howard irritated me, Corey Holcomb. Like, because you're not doing well in Hollywood, it means that, I won't get back into it. Another person said people. Somebody said these N-words. Oh, this is funny. My nephew, My nephew asked me how my life was without TV, and I'm only 20 years old. What is this talking about? That's funny. And that's it. All right, okay, cool. I had to make this short. All right, let me know what irritated you last week. What irritated me last week? Somebody irritated me. I was at a burger. I was having a burger, and I was listening to my phone, and I didn't bring my earpods with me. I had my phone up, not at a super high level. It was medium, okay? But I was by myself, and I just, I'm scrolling, man. I'm on Instagram all the time. And the guy next to me is like, really? You're just going to put it out like this right while I'm eating? And I just got so annoyed that I didn't want to be nice because I was so irritated by how he asked me. And I'm a nice person, man. If somebody would have just said, hey, bro, sorry, like I'm listening to something, or hey, bro, whatever, like it's bothering me, like I would have been like, oh my gosh, so sorry. I didn't even realize. And that was the thing I didn't even realize, because if I don't have my earpods and I want to hear something, I always put it like as low as possible so only I can hear. I honestly didn't see him. But it's the way how he said it. It was so Karen-esque. What's the version for Karen in a male? What is it, Kevin? It was just so like, really? And you know what I said to him? I said, yes, really? I turned it up louder, and I just kept on going. I said, bro, I am not the one. The whole restaurant is empty. Go somewhere else. And he was like, yeah, but I was here first. So I was like, dude, just trust me. I am not the one that you want to play with. Trust me. He said nothing else to me. And then he turned up the volume in his phone, sat down, tried to play like music louder than me and stuff. I was not bothered. I pretended like he didn't even exist. He was trying to get on my nerves. I was just there like eating my onion rings. Anyways, I was very annoyed by that, very irritated, but I feel like I irritated him way more. And I'm happy about it, because that's not how you talk to somebody. Even when somebody's doing something wrong, there's a polite way to let somebody know that something is bothering you. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, let me know what irritated you, and let me know if I handled that wrong. I wouldn't normally handle it that way, but don't come at me rude, bro. You know what I'm saying? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, this brings us to sports news. All right, another follow-up. Ja Morant has officially been fined $75,000. I'm tired of trying to keep up, be on Ja Morant's side. This is crazy. The NBA fined Ja Morant for twice making an inappropriate gesture on the court. The league cited the two-finger GUN motion from Ja Morant on Thursday's game in Miami, hours after the league issued a warning to Morant, saying that the gesture was it imparted a negative light. Here is the official communication. It says Memphis Grizzlies guard Ja Morant has been fined $75,000 for twice making an inappropriate gesture on the playing court. It was announced today by Joe Dumas, Executive Vice President, Head of Basketball Operations. Morant was previously warned by the league's office that this gesture could be interpreted in a negative light. The gestures were made by Durant during the Grizzlies' victory over Miami on April the 3rd. Now, Ja, the first one, I was like, okay, these guys are being ridiculous. It's only because it's Ja Morant, but that's what the NBA does. If you are, Warriors guy, 23 on the Warriors. Come on. Oh my gosh. It just came to me. Draymond could do the smallest, littlest thing, and the league is like, because you're Draymond and we warned you so many times, you're going to get suspended for 50 games for like touching somebody's eyebrow, like it's touching a hair on somebody where somebody else might get a warning. So because Ja has been suspended over these GUN things, he's not allowed to do that on the court. And even though it's ridiculous, the NBA is the NBA. That's how they govern, and that's how they govern. So why do it? I don't understand. This guy could be the face of the league. He can have so much what's the word I'm looking for? When I can't talk today. Come on, Trent. Nike deals and all of those deals. Can't forgetting the name right now, okay? But he can make so much money on getting brand deals. That's what I was looking for. Brand deals. He's just ruining it for himself. And the fact that they gave him a warning and then 2 days later he did it again, if I were them, I would have fined him like $1 million. Like, you're being ridiculous. Just don't do it. Done. Anyways, I'm so tired of Ja. I still love him because at least he takes care of his kids, not like Aunt Edwards. But Ja, you don't mind paying it, keep doing it. But you're Just ridiculous. And I'm very annoyed. Ja Morant irritated me last week. That's my answer to question of the day. Ja Morant and the guy at the burger spot. Yo, both of y'all getting on my nerves. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below. All right, y'all, that is a wrap on my Monday show. Y'all know Monday shows are so big because there's 2 days that I got to cover and I can't miss anything. That's why you guys watch the Trent Out Loud podcast, because you know everything that happens in social media, everything that happens in music and entertainment, happens in politics. When anything happens, you come right here for it. So, hey, it's a long show, but I had fun and I'm kind of amped actually for a Monday. This is very weird. This is literally like Wednesday, Thursday behavior. I don't know. Anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Before I let you guys go, just want to remind you of all the ways to keep up with the Trent Out Loud podcast. My YouTubers out there, if you're ever going on a flight or ever going anywhere where you don't have access to internet or the YouTube app, don't worry. We are available on all podcast platforms. You could just go in and download us. Just go to any podcast platform site, type in Trent Out Loud, the show will pop up. Don't forget to hit the follow, subscribe button so that you can be notified every time we upload, not you upload, a new show. So you will not have to miss an episode. Download it and take us with you. All right. Boom. So that's it for my YouTubers. Now, my podcast listeners, thank you very much for watching the show, downloading the show. We love y'all. However, we, the Out Louders, think that you should watch the show on YouTube. Trust me, come over here. It's a vibe. The comment section is lit. It is global. Although I will say there's some comments over on Spotify and Apple. Y'all are starting to heat up over there. We might have to have like a duel off or something. But for right now, YouTube, it's where it's at. And it is personally my favorite place to watch the show. I just feel like watching over video is just so much more entertaining. You see me like dancing and singing. Well, you can hear me singing, but you know, it's a vibe over here. Anyways, you need to see the video, right? We play videos, we put up pictures. Come on over to YouTube, all right? Just go to the YouTube site, type in Trent Out Loud. The show will pop up. Do not forget to do a couple of things to officially be entered into the Out Louder family. 1, you got to hit that subscribe button. 2, you got to hit that like button because you got to get the algorithming. You got to comment. Try to comment on what we are talking about because this is a podcast that I do with you guys. And if you guys don't comment, then it's like I'm really just talking to myself. So try to comment. Even if you don't want to comment, at least just say, hey, what's up? And let me know where you're from. I know the analytics. We see them in the background, but it's nice for people in the comment section to know they're talking to somebody from Paris or from Africa or Germany or the US or Canada or wherever you are, UK. So let us know where you are from. Lastly, a bonus, if you really enjoy the show, please try to share it with your family, friends, and loved ones because it definitely helps us in growing the channel. We appreciate y'all. For those of you who want to follow me on social media, I'm available on all social platforms, most active on Instagram, and it's always the same handle, Trent Out Loud. Like I said earlier, we have started a blog page. Nothing really big, no big action going over there. It's formerly Out Loud, FORMALLY. And what we're using it for now, we might grow it to something else later, but what we're using it for now is when we have videos that we can't play on the YouTube because it's flagged or it's inappropriate or it has language or whatever, we're going to put it over there and you guys can go check out the entire video over there. All right. So those are the 2 places where you can find me at, formerly Out Loud, Trent Out Loud. I will see you for Tuesday's show. Have a great day. Have a great day. Or if it's nighttime for you, have a great night's sleep. And I hope this helped start off your Monday or start off your week well. For those of you who have already started your Monday, I'll see you on Tuesday. Peace. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's your boy, Trent Out Loud. Peace.